All right, well, as Matt Jones is getting his final preparations, let's go ahead and take a look at our tail of the tape for this fight. The 3-year age difference in favor of Matt Jones, 1-inch height advantage in favor of Matt Jones, equal weight, and the reach goes to Regivaldo. Let's head inside the cage and find out how this one's going to play out with ring announcer Britt Talbert.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with our first professional bout of the night that finds us 3 5-minute rounds in the Front Street Fights featherweight division. First, I give to you standing in the red corner. We're checking in here tonight at 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 144 1/2 pounds. He comes in tonight with a record of 3 wins against 0 defeats. He represents King Shark MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to Idaho, all the way from Curitiba, Brazil, I give you Regivaldo Carvalho. His opponent tonight in the blue corner, checking in at 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 144 pounds, with a record of 3 wins against 1 defeat. He represents Combat Fitness and SBGI Idaho. From Boise, Idaho, Matt, the Stripling Warrior Jones. Our referee in charge of this bout is Mr. Rulon Day.
And you can hear the crowd reception there for Matt Jones, the easy crowd favorite tonight. This could be fight of the night. We're about ready to find out. Rulon Day starts a fight. We are underway between Regivaldo Carvalho and the Stripling Warrior, Matt Jones. Regivaldo going in for a hard right hand first. Matt Jones, exactly what he wanted to do. Good takedown there. Of course, Regivaldo countering with a little bit of a guillotine.
Yeah, he's got the arm and guillotine. What Regivaldo needs to do is actually close his guard and escape his hips to the right, to the same side he's got the arm, or use that to sweep. He's got 1 butterfly hook in. He could sweep to his right, but the cage is a little bit in his way, but that's what he can do with that.
And you can see the patience being shown by Regivaldo right now, waiting for Matt Jones to make his move as we are just 40 seconds into this first round. And of course, when we make the move up to the pro card of the night, as we are now, each fight scheduled for 3 rounds, time going up to 5 minutes. So you're going to see probably a little bit of more pacing once we get into this portion of the card.
Yeah, and Matt Jones is doing something, decent with locking his half guard so he doesn't get elevated. So that's good. With Matt Jones has that triangle on his leg, and that's so he doesn't keep his knees open and get elevated and get swept like I was talking about.
And Jones exploring with the punches to the side of the left side there of Regivaldo, trying to loosen him up just a little bit. Again, neither one of them wanted to make that first mistake right now, as we saw in a couple of the early amateur fights.
Yeah, these are pros, so they're 5 minutes, and so we have some time to work a little bit.
Urgency not quite as much as it is in the amateur fights.
Absolutely. Now you're talking about 15 minutes.
And it looks right now, it's kind of hard to tell. He doesn't have it locked in too hard, but definitely Regivaldo with all the control right now, making Matt Jones exert his energy, trying to figure out how to get out of this.
Yeah, at some point, Regivaldo does need to unlock his choke, and he needs to, Well, now it looks like, let's see.
No, he still doesn't have it locked in. Matt doing a good job of tucking that chin, not giving up that full arm in guillotine right now.
Yeah, Matt needs to, instead of pushing on the thigh with his right hand, he needs to push on this elbow. You need to watch for
getting
that.
Close to getting out there. You can see from our vantage point, as they're right here in front of us, that Matt just trying to find that hook to loosen that tight, very strong grip that Regivaldo has in right now, and he's just about there. And he is free. Oh, hard right elbow by Matt Jones.
Yeah, what's interesting to see what Regivaldo does is see if he elects to push away and stand up, or if he's going to go for a close guard and work his jiu-jitsu game.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left in a round number 1 between Regivaldo Carvalho and the Stripling Warrior, Matt Jones. As we are right in the middle of Front Street Fight 7, presented by Bodybuilding.com, live here at CenturyLink Arena.
Now you have closed guard.
Strong legs pushing Matt back, but again, opening up the face, taking a couple of blows from Matt.
Regivaldo's doing good with active hips, what we call active hips. When he pulled closed guard, he escaped his hips to the left, to the right. So, that throws up some threats, as, Matt has to watch out for. Matt's grinding with his head like that. That's not that advantageous. He needs to have posture.
Regivaldo doing a good job right now of keeping Matt Jones at bay. Obviously known that Matt is coming with a good few strikes tonight that he's going to want to avoid.
Be looking for the triangle right now. I think that's what Regivaldo's looking for. He's doing wrist control. He's controlling Matt Jones's wrist, so he's probably looking for a triangle.
That's about the third left elbow that Jones has thrown there.
Yeah, but the thing is Regivaldo is rolling with those elbows. So
maybe the effect not as much as they would if he was staying stagnant.
Absolutely. They're just glancing.
And we are coming down to the final 60 seconds of round number 1 here. A couple of good flashes thrown by both fighters right now. A lot of figuring each other out.
Yeah,
Nice hard right hand there.
Yep.
But didn't seem, as you can tell by the expression on Regivaldo's face, didn't really have a lot of effect just yet. But the more of those that Matt throws throughout the fight, they're going to start taking their toll.
Yep. Anytime Matt Jones starts, landing bombs, he's also opening himself to get swept or, submitted. So that's another thing that, landing those big bombs are good, but the problem is you're opening yourself up for counters.
As we approach the final 20 seconds of round number 1 here, Matt Jones doing a good job pushing Regivaldo against his cage. And again, we've talked about it all night as we hit the final 10 seconds, limiting that mobility. A little final burst here coming from Matt Jones, lands a right and a left, and is throwing a right and left elbow as well too. And there we go, we've reached round number 1. As the crowd comes to their feet in excitement, Matt Jones with a good flurry there in round number 1.
Yeah, the crowd's going nuts, but, there's still 2 more rounds, and you would have thought Matt Jones won that fight. So, everybody needs to settle down, and, this is a professional bout, so you still have 2 full rounds left, and, game plans might shift and things might shift as well. So I would
you saw right there the takedown that Matt Jones went for that Regivaldo countered with into that army and guillotine that he had not locked in, but for the better part of about 2 minutes. How did you see round 1? If you're going to score it right now, who's got the favorite? Who probably took that round in your mind?
Oh, well, hands down it's going to be Matt Jones, but, nothing was really, Matt Jones was dominant in his strategy, but he didn't do anything. He didn't cut him. He didn't stagger him. He didn't almost submit him. He didn't mount him. So, so it's like, just barely, it's Matt Jones all the way. But, you still have 2 fresh fighters with 0 damage.
Ready. Go.
All right, round number 2 underway. Again, we're stepping up to 5 minutes for each of these rounds on the pro card.
Yeah, look for some kicks from both fighters.
And we've seen that from Matt Jones before. He is a fan of that spinning back kick.
Regivaldo, needs to be doing some inside leg kicks. I think those would work really well, against Matt. There's a front kick.
And a little bit of different strategy. Again, there's that takedown. Just like a repeat of round number 1, Matt Jones with the takedown. Regivaldo saw it coming, able to start locking in that arm and guillotine. Again, hard to tell from our vantage point just how locked in it is.
Yeah, he needs to escape his hip to the right. Look. That is not working. You know what? That's the same repeat as the mistake from that last fight earlier in the card tonight. Keep going for that arm and guillotine when it doesn't pay dividends.
If you're going to want to use an arm and guillotine, you talk about it doesn't pay a lot of dividends, but when are you going to want to try and use that? How can it be effective if it can be?
Yeah, good question. You don't want to use it unless you're really good at finishing it, and the only way is to escape your hip far to the same side that you have the arm in that's locked. So, I don't recommend anybody falling on their back with an arm in guillotine. So, and obviously it's not working. Matt's pretty calm about it and defending it well. So, it's kind of one of those things where I don't recommend that.
All right, we are just a minute and a half into round number 2 between Regivaldo Carvalho and the Stripling Warrior Matt Jones. Our apologies to the live stream on YouTube. Had a little bit of a freezing issue, but it looks like it's back up and we are ready to go. And again, we're starting to see a lot of the repeat that we saw in round number 1. Matt able to escape it and really trying to figure it out. And it seems Regivaldo almost wants to be a little more patient to really see where Matt's going to take this one.
Yeah, Jesse Brock, the corner of Matt Jones, he's asking for.
Almost gave himself up to a heel hook there, but very smart, fast move from Matt Jones to counter that where he wanted it.
Now he's in side control, but Jesse Brock was asking for hammer fists. Well, now he's in north-south, and this is a great position for Matt Jones to be in.
Hard right elbow there. Really kind of, if he wants to start landing some of those, Regivaldo does have a lot he can do to defend that right now other than what he's trying to do and just kind of guard himself under Matt's body.
There you go, Regivaldo's back up. He's got good wrist control, so he's preventing some chokes happening. But he needs to get his head out and stand up on his own. He's blocking knees. See, that was a glancing knee.
Same as there too, and we're back to standing position.
Nice.
Matt coming in with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hard right hands. Oh, an uppercut! He stunned Regivaldo! That knocked him to the ground, gave up back position. Kudos for Regivaldo to withstand that huge uppercut right there. That's it! Right there! Wow! That was almost so fast I couldn't keep up with it. That huge right uppercut by Matt Jones gave up the back position, got him into a hold there that ended up being the difference maker.
Yeah, Matt stunned him with the left right. It looked like I have to go back and look at the tape, but here it is. Here's the replay. Couple glancing knees, backs up, makes some space.
And this is where the fists come right here.
Left, right.
And you're going to see it coming up here right about there. That right there could have been the knockout. Regivaldo still, and this is basically just a rear naked choke that he gets him in.
With a body triangle.
And that was all she wrote right there. Regivaldo knew it as soon as it went in, and you have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest victory in the young career of Matt Jones.
Yeah, that was a good test for him, and I think Regivaldo was just a little thrown off. He didn't keep the distance. This is a good sized cage. It's not small, but I would recommend he circle more and add more kicks to set up his punches, because it looked like he just wanted to punch Matt. And every time he wanted to punch, Matt saw it from the beginning, ducked it, and got the takedown in both rounds.
And we got to say a huge thank you to Regivaldo for coming up here and taking this fight. I know it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money. For him to fly all the way up to Brazil, everything that he's got to do, we appreciate him and King Shark MMA for coming in tonight. So we're going to go ahead and make this one official. We're going to head back into the cage with ring announcer Britt Talbert.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the particulars here, I would like to tip my hat here to Regivaldo Carvalho for coming all the way up here from Brazil to participate in Front Street Fight 7. It takes a lot to come all the way up here to fight a guy you don't know much about. Hats off to Mr. Carvalho there. Thank you very much. We'll go here. Our winner at 3:18 of the second round via tap out, rear naked choke. He improves his record to 4 wins against 1 defeat. It's the man they call the Stripling Warrior. It's his birthday, Matt Jones! Matt, we can have a word here with you real quick. Well, so you talk about a tough tilt. I don't know, let's just bring a guy in from Brazil that you've probably never seen before. You had to be hyped for this one.
I was definitely hyped. Anytime fighting a guy you've never heard of from another country, it's nerve-wracking, especially being from Brazil. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu comes from there, so I feel like I prepared all around. And I just want to thank him for coming out, giving me the opportunity to fight an experienced professional fighter for the first time. I've only fought debuters or people with a 1-0 record, 0-1. So to fight someone who's 3-0, I greatly appreciate the opportunity.
It's your birthday. Not just a thing. It's his birthday. He's here on Friday the 13th fighting for you. You've been about a couple of these Front Street fights. Todd does a great job making matches. What's next for you?
Honestly, what's next for me is I got to focus on some things that are going on with my career and personal life. So probably not going to take a fight till summer after this, just to get everything situated. I can't let MMA affect life if I'm going to continue to do MMA. So I want to get some things straightened out first. So hopefully I'll be fighting on this show next summer, and that's my plan from there.
Of course, you're not here without friends, family, support. Who do you want to thank real quick, Matt?
Obviously, everybody that came here, my coaches, the gym, all the fans that came out to support. This wouldn't happen unless you were here. Everybody from Ace Co., the company I work for. Everybody, my girlfriend, my daughter, her sons, just everybody who comes and supports me. It's touching.
We're going to invite Haley up here from our ring girl. She's got a swag bag here from our friends at bodybuilding.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it is his birthday. He picked up his 4th professional win right here tonight. It is Matt, the Stripling Warrior Jones, everybody.